Texas gives us a specific formula for that. And following that formula, the dropout rate is at about 22-23%, to give you an idea. All right, it's still too high. And see, my whole take on dropout rate is this: you can argue the numbers till the cows go home, but it's time we quit arguing the numbers and all admit it's too high. Regardless of what it is, it's too high. Let's do something about it and be proactive about the issue of dropouts. You know, but ordinarily when you go to conferences and you bring a group of educators to talk about doing something about dropouts, we spend 80-90% of the time arguing as to what the dropout rate is and not coming up with solutions. And it's time that we quit debating the numbers and simply roll up our sleeves and go after these young people. Other questions you might have?
Doctor, there was an interesting article in the New York Times a month and a half ago about a charter school in New York City in which the charter school was paying its teachers $100,000, which certainly got my interest, and maybe this teacher here would like to apply. The other thing that was interesting about this school was that they're basically doing away with administration, and the teachers are going to assume more responsibility for that. Anything like that?
Sure.
Is realistic? Anything about that?
Absolutely.
That could be tried in Houston?
Absolutely.
Anything about increasing teachers' salaries?
I can tell you that if Houston wants to reach that level of paying some teachers over $100,000, it could be done in a very short period of time. It could be done probably not by next year, because frankly we're going to dump our budget in 2 days, but it could probably be done by the following school year. Staff has actually developed a plan that has not been presented to the board for approval yet, that would create a career path for teachers, a career path that identifies the highest performing teachers in the core areas, the top 10%. You know, you don't want to lose any teacher, but you certainly don't want to lose the very top performers. So if you're able to stay in the top 10% for 3 years in a row, you would get into this career path. Your salary automatically gets bumped 10 or 15% just for making that mark. In addition to that, if you're willing to go into a high needs school where you have a lot of high risk, at-risk students, if you're willing to make that move to that school, we'll bump you another 15%. If you're willing to come to our summer school and teach kids that need it the most, that's who goes to summer school. Instead of paying you what we usually pay our summer school teachers, I think $30 an hour, we would pay you 150% of your daily rate. If you're willing to give us 10 days of your time, whether it be holidays or summer or whenever we can get 10 days of your time, we'll buy back your days as a professional consultant to be a mentor or teach professional development for teachers, and that will total another 15%. You add the various components of this, and you will have some teachers at over $100,000 a year. In addition to that, you still qualify for the performance pay program that we have in place already. So if the Board of Education was to approve a program like this in the near future, I would say by the time you get out of alternative certification, you become a great teacher, you'll not have $100,000 waiting for you. So anyway, we're heading in that direction. Any other questions? Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.